video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Retro Cup. We're going to have some test battles here with one of the most broken teams, or generally speaking, a team that you cannot really hard counter. Why is this the case? Because in this cup, Steel type, Fairy type, and Dark type Pokemon are not allowed, and so especially Dragon type and Psychic type Pokemon are going to have a very good time here. As you maybe hear already, my voice is a bit broken and I don't feel really well as well. So yeah, if my videos maybe gonna be contacted by my girlfriend again in the future, that's most likely why. But anyway, we're gonna take a look here at the first battle. We're gonna see already that I don't have the correct moveset on my Oranguru. I completely forgot that there's a new Dark type move on this Pokemon, which is going to be Brutal Swing, which got only added this season, which is also most days something that you're gonna see in a thumbnail on the title or something like this. Oh my god, new move or whatever. Yeah, it is new, it is going to give this Pokemon a little bit more play. Brutal Swing is definitely very beneficial on this Pokemon because it's going to be way better pacing-wise. That's the main benefit of it. Basically you're going to be able to get to that move after the only 3 confusions, while you usually needed at least 4 confusions to get to a move before that. Makes it definitely a very big difference for this Pokemon, definitely makes it a little bit better even for this meta, even though it was already very strong before. Otherwise, you're going to have Girafarig here. As you're going to see already, it has Confusion in this battle. It's going to have Confusion in one other battle. But for all the other battles, I chose Tackle for it. Why did I chose Tackle? Because I was curious. I was just curious if it's going to be better with Tackle or not. And that's the main reason for it. Literally, there's no other reason for this. In hindsight, I have to say, I think Confusion is a little bit better than Tackle, just a tiny bit, but both are great moves to run on this Pokemon. I could see the play for Tackle, of course, in order to beat, for example, other Psychic-type Pokemon. That was my main, reason for it. And as you can see here, I think thanks to lag, we were able to win this battle. I don't think we should have been able to win against Cresselia. Good game there, but I think it was lag on my side here. So, next opponent, we're going to encounter Serperior in the lead. Very good lead for us. We're going to see here that the opponent stays in for a little bit as well. Most likely they're going to be a little bit weak to our Arctibex as well. Arctibex is a very strong Pokemon for this meta. I don't think this Pokemon was available the last time the Retro Cup was there as well, but now it is, and now it's definitely going to do a ton of damage. And as you can see here against the Cresselia, we're going to go for the Avalanche. Avalanche is the main bread and butter for this Pokemon, making it such a unique Pokemon. Yes, you have access to Icy Wind on this Pokemon as well, but I feel like Avalanche is just so much more consistent, which is the main thing that you kind of want with a team in the Go Battle League. What is not consistent is a Moonblast debuff, and this is going to completely change the game here as well, which you're going to see very soon. The opponent was able to get the debuff there, which allowed them to survive this move, otherwise the opponent's Cresselia would have been already gone. But not only this, they're going to get another one. And I tried to overfarm, which of course is a little bit of my mistake there. I still would have been able to win no matter what, but now I decide to let the move go through, because at the end of the day, all my Pokemon are going to be so neutral that switch alignment is nice sometimes, but it doesn't really matter because there's nothing that can really resist Dragon type damage, and so yeah, there's no real reason for me to force Shield switch alignment or something like this. It just didn't really make sense. It literally didn't really make sense. Both of my Pokemon basically the same against the Serperior. All of them are going to be neutral damage, and of course Avalanche would just one-shot them. But as you can see, they're going to have a Giratina in the back, and we are running, in this battle, definitely Tackle Girafarig, which makes it a little bit of an awkward matchup, but let's see on how this is gonna go. The opponent decides to go for a charge move. I'm just have to scout here for potential Dragon Pulse. They are running Shadow Ball. I feel like Dragon Pulse actually would have a bit of a play here in this meta, but as you will see here, we're gonna go for the Psychic Fangs, get them kinda low, and we're most likely going to be able to survive a move here, right? It's going to be a resisted one. It's just going to be single resisted, even though we're a normal type because of the Psychic typing, but we're just barely going to be able to hang on here. We would have won no matter what because we still had the Dragon Breath user in the back, but it's going to be a very good game. Moving on to the next opponent. This opponent usually beats me in those battles, I feel like. So yeah, we're going to have a horrible lead here already with a Dunsparce. That's going to be the one lead that I don't really want to face with a Maya lead because, yeah, rock typing, of course, still super effective against us. So that's going to make it a little bit of an awkward one. As we will see here, the opponent stops out into the Oranguru just to catch a Brutal Swing. But I feel like for my Oranguru, a lot of times I just miss a little bit of damage output. I feel like the opponent's always going to be a little bit in a better range for whatever reason. But what you're going to see as well is, the opponent's not going to be in range where I can get to the move yet because the opponent gets to the charge move first, but I'm going to get knocked out here. And I hit 2 charge moves against the opponent that were super effective. But yeah, it is what it is. So we're going to see the full farm out here of Arctibex or not because the opponent can still go for another move. I have to let the move go through here. Brutal Swing is not going to do as much damage as, for example, a Rock Slide would do. And so I decided to go up to an Avalanche here, which is a huge mistake because I should have either went just for a straight charge move or, yeah, just swapped out in time. But they decided to swap out now into the Girafarig, and we have Tackle. And as you're going to see here, there's actually next to no difference. There's actually next to no difference between tackle damage and confusion damage against the Giraffric here, which I found kind of confusing. I didn't really expect this at all. I thought that tackle would make this matchup so much easier for us, but apparently this is not the case. Apparently this is not the case. The opponent is actually going to be able to go for another Psychic Fangs here, and they are going to not win the battle at least. They're going to be able to farm down in time. Dunspar's coming back in, but sadly we don't have a shield left, and now we have to hope that the opponent starts to use a shield here and we can still hit that Avalanche. Avalanche is needed from this range. Let's see if we can get there. We lose by 1 turn. And this is the thing as well. Yes, this team can still lose, but it's basically uncounterable, which is kind of mad. There's no hard counter to this team. Anyway, we're going to see here the Giraffric stopping in here. That's the cool thing about this team as well. You can basically use both of your Pokemon here in the back as a safe swap, depending on what scenario you're in. For example, here, I had a Poison-type Pokemon, the lead against me. Lead that I don't really like directly. It's not a bad lead at all, but we have like a Confusion user in the back and like a Psychic Fangs user in the back. There's no reason for me to stay in there with the lead, especially as we are going to be in the meta right now, where Giraffric and Oranguru doesn't have a single counter. And so, as you will see here, we're going to be able to align ourselves. We're going to have a lot of energy, and if they want to go back into their Poison-type Pokemon, of course, here, we're going to be able to punish them a little bit with some Psychic Fangs damage, gonna get them a bit lower. In comes the Charger Bug. We're gonna be able to go for another Psychic Fangs there as well, trying to drop the opponent's at defense here a little bit. I can swap out into my Arctibex, as the opponent is going to try their best here to go for a double charge move or something like this. We're going to be able to get a ton of damage onto them already. Get the shield here from the opponent directly because they have so much energy, of course. And they're going to be even a little bit lucky here. As you're going to see, they're going to go for the crunch and get the debuff here straight away. Without the debuff, I still would have been able to even survive this next charge move, but thanks to the debuff, crunch is going to be enough to knock us out. Doesn't really matter, as Oranguru is bulky enough to take any hit here, like even a Blizzard I don't think would knock us out. And so this is going to be a very good game and we can move on. Maybe Blizzard would actually knock us out, but yeah, we can move on to the next opponent. Next opponent, very well known here in our battles that they are always kind of running some spice. Wrong fast move on the Dugtrio. Mudslap it is. Mudslap is the best fast move in the game, most likely currently, generally speaking. Dugtrio has access to Mudslap, which you maybe saw already on my girlfriend's channel as well, where we run Shadow Dugtrio 2 times already. This Pokemon is actually really good. Like, Shadow Dugtrio is really, really good. Maybe I'm gonna build one, or maybe I'm gonna make a video about one as well eventually, and bring her on the channel again as well. But yeah, Dugtrio, very cool Pokemon. We're gonna see here that we're going to be able to fully farm them down. Of course, here towards my opponents, of course, I'm sorry that I play like a total meta team, but I kind of just want to showcase how overpowered Brutal Swing Oranguru mainly is here for the meta, as there is no answer. Like, there is literally just 0 answers for this Pokemon. If you take a look at like what Pokemon beats this thing hard, like, there's nothing that can beat it hard. Some Pokemon just gonna beat it based on bulk and that they maybe get to like some moves in time. But generally speaking, this Pokemon is uncounterable, and this is kind of ridiculous. And yeah, as you will see here, Ho is coming through. We're going to be able to go for a Brave Bird. That's fine by me. We will see the Ampharos coming back in. We can let the move go through because, guess what, we don't have shields. And it's going to be a Trailblaze, but I'm not too worried as we're going to still have our Activex and win the battle. Good game there. I always appreciate some spice. And here's the one thing that I really don't like about the current, Great League. You see already, there was like a frame drop, and that frame drop cost me 1 fast move, I think. And with this, the opponent is going to be able to realign, no matter what I'm going to do here. I still kind of want to use a shield just to get them a little bit lower, while my Pokemon in the back don't really need to have like kind of alignment or anything like this, because as I said before, the team that we have here is uncounterable. Like, there is nothing that can completely hard counter us. It is still always kind of nice to have kind of alignment, but as we will see here, the opponent goes into their Quagsire. I can go ahead and go for the Psychic Fangs here. By the way, Tackle and Confusion generates energy the same pace. Confusion does just a little bit more damage, but also takes 4 turns. So sometimes even Tackle does more damage. For example, and okay, that's not a good example to be fair, but like against something like a Deoxys, even if both moves would be neutral, because Deoxys HP stat is very, very low, Tackle would very likely do a little bit more damage compared to, Confusion there, of course. Again, if both would be neutral, Confusion is resisted, of course, so it always does less damage, but even if they both were neutral, one-turn fast moves are generally speaking the better ones to go for. And honestly, I feel like this battle I could have played a little bit better, especially now seeing what they have in the back. Maybe I should have just swapped out after the Psychic Fangs into my Oranguru. I think that would have been a better play by me, as I would have been able to take a hit a little bit easier, making it a bit more difficult for them to get rid of my Pokemon. And yeah, that's definitely a mistake by me, but good game to the opponent there. Well played. we're going to have a regional champion here against us. That is very cool. They just got added on my friend list now as well. By the way, I a lot of times ask on Twitter, maybe soon on Blue Sky as well, for battles for those kind of videos. If you want to be in them as well, I usually post my friend code there as well. If you add me and you don't send me battles, you get deleted immediately, because for me, I just want to get those videos done as fast as possible as well. So I always welcome people on my friend list that are willing to battle me for those videos. Especially, like, there are people that selling their friend codes and whatever. I don't really see the point of this one at all. But yeah, I always appreciate this one. But there are always a lot of people that are just not going to send me battles, and then I wonder why I delete them. I'm not looking for friends directly unless you want to battle me. Like, that's mainly it. But if you want to battle me and you want to be in this video, there's always going to be the option to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Blue Sky, which I most likely should put into the description as well very soon. And then it's just like whoever invites me first. There's like no ranking or anything like this. I just accept any kind of invite that I get for battles, and then you can be in the video as well. And you can help the video to be out faster and like a little bit more easier for me. Anyway, we're going to see Uxie in the back here. Very cool Pokemon actually. I like the idea behind Uxie. Uxie having access to a Thunder being kind of cool against water type Pokemon, but mainly having very good bulk, Confusion, which is only going to be resisted by Psychic type Pokemon, which we have here. But also Swift is very, very interesting. But what we're going to see as well is I'm going to catch the move here onto our Actibex as the opponent struggles to get rid of the Girafarig. It's going to be the Swift. I guess like Swift is going to be the best move that they can go for anyway, because if you think about it, what is Thunder going to do against Dragon type Pokemon? And as we will see here, we're going to be able to fully farm them down and win the battle here. Well played by the opponent. Yeah, thanks so much for the battle. And we're going to move on to the second to last battle for today. My voice at least survived until then, which is going to be great. But again, like, hopefully I'm not going to lose my entire voice, which happened before on this channel. But yeah, I'm a bit sick today, so would really appreciate it. If you want to make me feel better, leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Would really, really be nice for me. Like, would appreciate it. It is free, and it makes me feel so much better, of course. Anyway, without yeah, further hesitation, we're going to not do any more plugs for this channel here, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to Brutal Spring an Altaria while being debuffed from a Dugong. If you see my top team video, a Dugong definitely is one of the Pokemon that you should be worried about, because this Pokemon is very, very strong. And yeah, that's definitely going to be something that is going to be very, very good there in the meta. Very unfortunate I wasn't able to get to the move here, by the way. If I would have been able to do this, I would have been able to get a shield from the opponent, literally one turn away. But it is what it is. It's the game that we play. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And Deoxys is in here, and this is the last battle where I was running Confusion. This was the second battle that I did in total for this team. And this was the main reason why I decided to go for Tackle. Because if people have like pure Psychic type Pokemon, like Cresselia, like the here Deoxys, it's just going to be very cool to have a little bit more of versatility with my team here than just having two Confusion users and have Confusion Hole. So that's why I feel like Tackle might actually be a little bit of a better play. But anyway, this opponent here kind of brought me to do this. And yeah, I don't know which one is better now. I still don't know which one is better. Here, I maybe should have tried to go for the full farm down, to be fair. But I decided to go for a charge move, which I thought maybe I can still go for a Psychic Fangs or something. I can still go for another charge move afterwards. I don't even reach the move, and so like it's game over. I kind of like on purpose, like I want to like forfeit there, which is usually what I do in good battles when game is over. But as you're gonna see, the opponent is gonna knock me out. Sometimes I forfeit out of like battles against friends here as well, which I should have most I never do. But like there are sometimes battles where it's like, okay, the game would still take like 2 minutes to finish. I know that I'm gonna be finished already. So like, what's the point of really sticking with it? That's kind of a lot of times the thought process behind it. But in this case, like, yeah, it was like 2-3 seconds, so I just decided to not forfeit there. What we're going to see as well, I'm going to farm up some extra energy on my Girafarig, allowing us to maybe do a little bit more against the next opponent's Pokemon, which is going to be the Feraligatr, allowing me to go for a Psychic Fangs here. This is going to be a very interesting matchup for us. This is going to allow us to get the defense stop. And as you see already from this video, most of the battles we were able to win. A lot of the battles that we didn't win were battles that we could have most likely won if we played a little bit better. And here we're going to see basically what I was talking about in the one game before where I lost. Here we are able to now take a little bit better hits on the Oranguru compared to what I would have been able to take on the Girafarig, and that's the main reason why maybe it's best to use both Pokemon together in a way that you go for Psychic Fangs and then swap out into your Oranguru, which can take hits a bit better while I'm still shielding here, and then just try to punish the opponent with this. But still, we should be able to win this final battle here, I think, as we will see the Earthquake coming through. We have the Brutal Swing coming through against the opponent as well. I'm very certain this should be it for today. Thanks so much for watching. You see at least one more video later on, maybe even two, and we'll see you then. Bye bye.